All right, so today we're going to dive into something that has, well, basically exploded into existence over the last couple of years: prompt engineering. Think of it as the art and the science of having a really good conversation with an AI. I mean, we've all been there, right? You ask a chatbot for something super specific, or you ask an image generator to create your masterpiece, and what it gives you back is something else. So, how do you get what's in your head into the AI's output? Well, that's the exact puzzle that prompt engineering is here to solve.
So let's break it down. What is prompt engineering really? At its heart, it's about learning how to talk to AI. It's the skill of turning a simple question into a powerful, effective instruction.
Now, the official sounding definition is that it's the process of structuring an instruction to get better results from a generative AI. But here's the key thing to remember. It's really less about coding and way more about communication. It's about being clear and clever with your words.
A great prompt can be as simple as this. This is a pretty famous example. It doesn't just say astronaut and horse. It specifies the quality, high-quality photo, the subject, and the action. See? The clearer the instruction, the better the final picture.
But here's where it gets really interesting. It goes way beyond just asking for cool pictures. The real magic of prompt engineering is when we use it to guide an AI's actual thinking process, kind of like teaching it how to reason its way to the right answer.
Let me show you what I mean with a super simple word problem. For you and me, this is a piece of cake. But believe it or not, a super powerful large language model can totally stumble on this if you don't ask it in the right way.
And the difference between getting it right and getting it wrong can be tiny. On the left, a pretty standard prompt: solve this problem. But on the right, we use a technique called chain of thought prompting, and all we did was add 5 simple words. Let's think step by step.
So with that first direct prompt, the AI spits out 29. It just kind of grabs the numbers and does something weird with them. It sounds confident, but it's totally wrong.
But now, look at this. By just asking it to think step by step, the model shows its work. It lays out the logic, 23 minus 20 is 3, then add 6. This is huge. It's forcing the AI to slow down and follow a logical path, just like we would. And it lands on the right answer, 9. It's not just about asking for the answer, it's about asking for the process.
Okay, so this whole idea of being specific and guiding the process, it applies just as much to making images. Your words literally become the AI's paintbrush. So if you typed in a simple prompt, say, a Japanese temple scene, you'll probably get something like this. And don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful image. But it's also a little generic, It's the standard default interpretation. But what if that's not the vibe you were going for? What if you were picturing an autumn scene, something with a totally different mood? How do you tell the AI to get away from its default idea? This is where you tell the AI what you don't want. By adding a negative prompt and telling it, no green trees, look what happens. The entire season changes. The mood, the lighting, the whole feel of the image is different. It's an awesome way to get closer to your vision by just ruling things out.
Now, all this trial and error, this fine-tuning, it can take a lot of time, which is why the field is already taking the next big step: automating the conversation itself. We're building systems to help us find the best prompts.
One of the most popular ways to do this is a technique called RAG. It's designed to fight against AI hallucinations. That's when an AI just confidently makes stuff up. So instead of just answering from memory, RAG lets the AI look things up first. Your prompt tells it to search a trusted database, pull the relevant facts, and then use that info to give you an answer that's actually grounded in reality. And it gets even more meta than that. We are now using AIs to write prompts for other AIs. So think of it like an AI coach and an AI player. The coach AI comes up with a bunch of different instructions, the plays. It gives them to the player AI, who then tries to complete the task. Its performance gets a score, and the coach AI looks at what worked best, refines those prompts, and they run the plays again. It's a whole feedback loop that finds the best possible prompts, all automatically.
So, with all of this happening so fast, it leads to a really big question. Is prompt engineering a long-term career, or is it more of a temporary skill we need while the technology is still catching up?
And get this just shows you how finicky this all can be right now. Researchers found that just by changing the order of examples in a prompt, you can swing a model's accuracy by more than 40%. It just goes to show how powerful this skill is, but also how fragile it can be at the same time.
I mean, just look at this timeline. It's wild.
The AI boom really kicks off in 2022. By 2023, prompt engineer is one of the hottest jobs out there. But by 2025, we're already seeing reports that the role might be fading away. Now, that doesn't mean the skill is useless, not at all. It just means it's evolving from writing single sentences to designing entire AI systems and workflows.
And that leaves us with this final thought. As these AIs keep getting smarter and smarter, are we just learning a temporary language to talk to them? Or are we in this weird transitional phase right before they get so good that they can finally, perfectly understand exactly what we mean, no special instructions needed?